is Mystery Meat's Fine Dining podcast, helping foodies discover new restaurants and new friends. Here's your host, the founder of Mystery Meat, Seth Ressler.
Hello, and welcome to Mystery Meat's Fine Dining podcast. This is the podcast for foodies who love travel and travelers who love food. Here's how it works. Each week, we go to a different city. We talk to a local food blogger or a local expert in food. We ask them to tell us everything we need to know as foodies about their city, and we get a restaurant recommendation from them. Today, we are talking to Amber of the Cheer Up with Food blog in Las Vegas. We're going to talk to her a little bit about her blog. We're going to get a native's take on the city of Las Vegas. We're going to get a restaurant recommendation from her, which I'm excited about because this is the first time somebody has recommended sushi on the Fine Dining podcast, and then we're going to play Out of the Frying Pan. But first, I want to let everybody know what Mystery Meat is. This is a social dining group that we started in the city of Boston. It's now spread to San Francisco, and we're looking to spread to other cities in 2013. Basically, it's a bunch of foodies who get together to have dinner together at a restaurant. But there's a catch. They don't find out which restaurant it is until 24 hours in advance. So you buy your ticket, and you have no idea where you're going. There's some clues. If you're good, maybe you can figure it out. But most people don't know where they're going. And then they find out, they all come together. It's a great meal with other foodies. You get to talk about food all night long. It's really a lot of fun. So if you want to have a Mystery Meat dinner in your town, you need to go to mysterymeat, MEET.org, click the big orange button that says Get an Invitation, and sign up. And when we see enough interest in your city, we will start a Mystery Meat dinner there. Now, let's talk to Amber Bambao. She runs the Cheer Up with Food blog in Las Vegas. Amber, how are you?
Oh, hi. Thanks for having me.
I love talking to people from Vegas. Well, first of all, I know more cliches to say in my podcast about Vegas than any other city. It's just easy. Do you get tired of them as a native?
Oh, yeah. I get questions like, oh, what casino do you live in? Like, no, we don't live in casinos.
So tell me what it's like to be somebody who's a native from Vegas. I mean, as somebody who's been there as a tourist, the Strip dominates, my vision of Vegas. But in your day-to-day life, is the Strip even a part of it?
For me, yes. I've been here since the 80s, so I've seen everything grow in and out of the Strip. But outside the Strip, to me, Las Vegas is just like any other city in the U.S.
All right, well, let's talk a little bit about Las Vegas. Again, everybody knows about the Strip, but what are some of the other cool dining neighborhoods, dining districts that people might not know about?
There's Chinatown, and it doesn't concentrate only on Chinese. There's all different kinds of Asian cuisines, from Japanese, Korean, Thai, Viet. There's downtown, which is north of the Strip, and there's a few good eats there. It's starting to revamp.
When you say it's going to revamp, what was downtown before?
It's considered like old Vegas. Before, it was only targeted towards like the older crowd, but now it's starting to attract younger crowd, and there's festivals going on and new restaurants.
And what about food events? Are there big things that happen during the year that are worth going to?
Like an event called Vegas Streets. It occurs every second Saturday, and it's a street and food festival, and it showcases the Vegas's like local food trucks.
Have the food trucks become a big thing there?
In the past couple of years, yeah.
Cool. What other events have you got there in Vegas?
There's the Las Vegas Foodie Fest. It just started this year, and it features more than 40 gourmet food trucks.
All right, let's talk about the sushi restaurant that you're recommending, Kabuto.
Kabuto, yeah.
Yeah, so tell me why you picked this place.
I love this place because they serve authentic style Japanese sushi, which is called edome. And they serve the freshest fish I ever tasted in Vegas.
You're in the middle of the desert. I imagine that can be hard to get.
Oh, yeah. I've spoken to the head chef before. He gets fish shipped in from mainly the Pacific within 24 hours.
So tell me about the chef. Who is he?
His name is Gen Mizoguchi. He's the exec chef and general manager. And if you go, I recommend sitting at the sushi bar, so he might be your chef. He's very knowledgeable, talks about details about his job. Each fish he serves to you, in great detail, and funny stories. So he's an interesting man.
Oh, that's cool. So you can actually sit there and talk to the head chef, talk to the owner, while he's making your food.
Yeah.
So tell me about this style of sushi that he specializes in.
Edome, like I said earlier, it's just the simple combo of fresh raw fish on top of rice, seasoned with vinegar, and you'll see him and other chefs artfully and skillfully make sushi. Like, it makes you appreciate it, even though it's very simple.
What was very interesting to me is that they actually say right there on the website, look, there's certain types of sushi that we don't do. You know, they said we don't do hand rolls. We don't do box sushi. That's just not our style.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, they only focus on one style.
If you're going to do something, you know, do it well, I guess.
Yeah.
So what's the vibe of this restaurant? When I walk in, give me a sense of what the feel of the place is like.
Well, it's a small restaurant, so it gives you more of an intimate feeling. The decor is simple, minimalistic, it's modern, and the service is great.
And you're saying I sit down at the sushi bar. You're saying that's the place to go.
Yeah, don't sit at the tables.
Okay. So let's say I do that, and I'm looking at the menu. What do you recommend? What should I start with?
Well, I recommend ordering from the omakase course. Omakase means leaving the selection to the chef. In this menu, you get sushi, of course, and it's served to you individually. You also get sashimi, which is thin slices of fish by itself. You get soup, appetizer, which is usually a grilled fish, sake, and dessert.
That's the whole meal right there. You're basically saying let the chef do their thing.
Yeah, he chooses the fish for you.
Do you have any favorite types of fish?
Some of my favorites is chutoro. That's the medium fatty part of the tuna. It's red. So since it's fatty, it melts in your mouth.
Mmm.
The fattier part is the tuna is the otoro, which is the premium.
I love that. I love fatty tuna.
Yeah. There's the jack mackerel. It tastes usually really fishy, but here they take out that scent. Same with the eel. In other restaurants, it's usually tough. Here, the way they marinate it, it's so soft.
Cool. What else do you like?
There's the Japanese goatfish. That was the first time I had it over there. It's translucent white.
Talk to me a little bit about the sakis.
They specialize in pairing food with sake. So if you order the omakase course, you get a lychee sake in the beginning. And lychee is a fruit. It looks like a berry, but it tastes sweeter than a grape. It's very nice.
Oh, that sounds good. I like a place that offers a lot of guidance. I like to walk into a restaurant and ask the waiter or waitress and say, well, what would you have? And then I'll order that. And so I love these places where they'll actually actively guide you through your dining experience.
Like educational also.
Yeah, no, that's great. And if you can get it from the owner and the chef, all the better. So tell me, how much money can I expect to drop here?
At least more than 40.
More than 40. And that's probably on par with a sushi restaurant.
Yeah.
Thank you for that restaurant recommendation. Are you ready to play a little game?
Sure.
All right, this game is called Out of the Frying Pan. Here's how it works. I'm going to ask you for a recommendation. You're going to tell me the first thing that pops into your head. There's no wrong answer, but I promise you, this game is designed so that you will wake up tomorrow and you'll slap your forehead and go, oh, I should have said whatever. And when you email me tomorrow and say, oh, can I change my answer? The answer is no, you can't change your answer. Whatever you give me is what you give me.
Oh, wow.
I know, we're hardcore here. All right, are you ready?
Uh-huh.
All right. Tell me where to get your favorite burger in all of Las Vegas.
This bar called Dispensary Lounge. It's actually a hole-in-the-wall bar. It only has one burger in their menu, but that's the juiciest burger I've had in a long time.
All right, if you're going out for a night on the town with the girls, what's your favorite restaurant to go to?
Yard House. I like it because of the beer selections they have. It's a lot to offer, and their food is great.
Nice. Well, that leads right into my next question. What's the place with the best beer selection?
Aces and Ales. They always have craft beers available.
All right, Aces and Ales. That's the place to go to.
Mm-hmm.
We talked a little bit about food trucks. Do you have a favorite?
So far, it's Fuku Burger.
What is that? Tell me about that.
It's Asian American fusion. There's like burgers with eggs in it and Asian sauces. It's really great.
You're a burger girl, aren't you?
Yeah.
I can tell. Let's say you had a little too much sake the night before. Where's the best place to get some hangover food?
I would go to Komal. It's a Thai restaurant. I would eat there anytime I feel bad.
All right, you did great. That was fantastic. Thank you for playing the game. You survived. You should go take a nice vacation to like Las Vegas or something now that you played.
I know, right?
Kabuto in Las Vegas. Great place to go for sushi. You can go to kabutolv.com. It's located at 5040 West Spring Mountain Road, number 4 in Las Vegas. So tell me, Amber, if people want to check out your photo blog, if people want to follow you on social media, how can they do that?
Search my website, cheerupwithfood.com, And you can also find my fan page on Facebook.
All right. Well, thank you so much for talking to us. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you.
This has been Mystery Meats Fine Dining Podcast. My name is Seth Ressler. A couple of notes. First of all, we really want to come do a Mystery Meat dinner in your town. All you have to do, if you want to join us for that, is go to mysterymeat.org. Like I said, click the big orange button that says Get an Invite and put your name on the list, and we will email you an invitation when we do a Mystery Meat dinner in your town. If you like this podcast, do us a favor, head over to iTunes and just leave a review and tell other people if you like it. And finally, if you're a blogger and you want to tell us about a restaurant in your city, by all means, go to mysterymeat.org, click the Contact Us link, and send us an email. We would love to have you on as a guest. Amber from Cheer Up With Food, thank you so much for joining us, and we will talk to you next time.
This has been Mystery Meats Fine Dining Podcast. You can find links to the websites mentioned in this episode at mysterymeat.org/podcast. Thank you for listening.